Welcome back, everyone. Thought I'd better get back into doing the following video for the next day and get this all done. We are in the midst of a bit of a sort of a hot day. I've been all morning spraying for the place and that sort of thing. Got that out of the road before it got way too hot. That was way before lunch. It's currently way after 2 o'clock now, so time for me to sit down and relax and try and do some stuff for myself. But anyway, what we're doing is we're finishing off the power box down in here. As you can probably know, she's a bit of a bird nest down there. I'm actually installing these switches today, and hopefully I'm crossing my fingers that we may be able to connect all this up, solar, the whole lot, so we can install these switches here so that they isolate from the batteries from the controller, so you can turn them off. As you know, in the previous videos we've done the solar with the fuses, so you can isolate the solar from the controller and that sort of thing. So this is so you can isolate your batteries from your solar controller. So that's how it all works. I'm putting everything through the shunt that's actually down the bottom down there. You can probably just notice that shunt down there. That's a 150 amp shunt. So yeah, she's a 150 or 500 amp, I think it is. Yeah, 500 amp. She's a fairly big one. I had to remember that one. So yeah, I'm feeding everything through that, so that way I know what's actually going through our batteries. So let's get all set up. I've got all the gear all ready. Like I've got all the heat shrink here, and I've got all the terminals ready to rock and roll. I've got the wire all fed. I've got these two and another one up over the back over here. So yeah, we'll get to set it all, get all this all put together, and get the holes drilled for this. I'm putting one up here, another one next to it, another one next to it, and what I'm going to do with these is orientate so that the on switch is facing the battery switch is out that side, and if they're off it goes that way, so they're not facing the battery. So that's an indication which one's going to be what. So I'll get you set up, and yeah, let's dive straight into this. So let's get stuck into this, get it rolling. I've got to have enough out of this, because I'm going to slice a fair bit out of here, so I can get the negative over to this pole over here, because that way it'll read through the shunt before the shunt reads on how much battery it's using, how much solar is going through the shunt and going out to the battery, and positive negative sort of thing. There is no power actually going to these at the moment because I haven't got the batteries connected, so it's all good, and I've got no fuses in the solar as such yet. So we're just going to slice down this, mind the fingers here, try and do this without cutting the fingers. That should be ample. Alright, just give it a small score around the outside. Try not to go right through, because you can tear this stuff off, the casing that is. Do all of our wires first. I've made sure I left enough through wire, that is, to actually know that I'm going to have enough. I'll show you what I mean by I've scored it, and all you got to do is give it a yank and it comes off. That's your trash. Right, now them things are there. See, that'll reach there, and the positive will reach over there. That's where our number one is. I'm going to go number one controller, number two, and if we have to, number three down here. So yeah, that's the way we're working it. Chuck a bit of heat shrink on first before we splice our wire off. Up to there. Put a connector on. Push it on as far. Crimpers. That's that one. Heat shrink slide straight over top. Next one. It is pretty quick process to do this. Quick and easy. Like, I'm only a DIY person myself. Surely if I can do it, anyone else could give it a go. I've learnt a fair bit over the years, like I've been travelling. For a fair while now. I'd say probably a good 16 years constantly travelling, but we've been here for nearly 5, so we haven't actually travelled for 5 years. But we have. Oh, I didn't put heat shrink on that. How stupid of me. So, just instead of chopping that off and throwing them away, there is a way you can actually get heat shrink over that. I'll just grab the little tool. Where's my little pair of scissors? Up here. You can stretch heat shrink. It's not advisable because you can actually bugger your heat shrink. It does shrink back down. I just stretch it with a pair of scissors. Turn it over. This is if you make a mistake and don't put it on. You can get it on. It will slide over top of that now. And we'll shrink that down. The boring bits. Always the boring bits. But it's satisfying when you've got a good connection. And it looks factory. Alright, we'll just move them out of the road for now. Sit them down there. They're out of our road. That's number 1 done. Put him there. Then we do another one. Alright, we won't forget the heat shrink this time. Yeah, I'll need to splice that open, but I can do that a little bit later with this one. The other one's different. It's already got the coating on it, so we've got to do that one. Turn that around. I find trying to put solder on this size wire is very hard, so that's why I'm only crimping. Oh, I can't get that one on there. Got a bad end on that one. It's amazing what tools you can get off the web. It only just goes on. It's almost shrunk down on its own. The heat from my finger. That's how warm it is today. That'll go on now. Heat shrink's on there. And that's not going to come off. Perfect. I can't pull it off. I reckon if I put that on the terminal and try and yank on it, it's not going to come off. Right, that's that one. Just got to make it longer. Stanley knife. He's not going to make that to there. Is that number 2 or number 3? I think that's number there. I didn't number those. That's number 3. Solar. I've just got a tug on it. That's number 3. So that's got to go longer. Lot longer. We've got to come through further. That should be enough. Yeah, give that a splice. And see, I'll get to with a bit of tape or something, and I'll mark these so I know which one's what. That way we can, if anyone comes and tries to diagnose my problems and I'm not around, they know what is what. I've always said labelling is a key. Don't label your wires, no one's going to know what you got, what wire goes where. Saves a lot of troubleshooting. That's that one. Oh, I just lost a lot of heat shrink down the back. Oh, well, we'll just cut some more. That's those two. This one here. Like so. Like so. Right, we've got enough. Only need red. A little bit more red. So I've lost the rest down the back. Go on there. That's the go. Make sure you get every strand. You lose a strand, you're losing contact. This is why all our electricians charge you so much. So if you can do it yourself, I know this might be boring for a lot of people, but I find it satisfying. Knowing you've done the right way, the way you want it. Come on, get in there. Got a loose one. There we go. No loose strands. That's those. Now we've got to drill the hole, heat shrink those, put a bit of heat on them. So what we've got to do now, drill 3 holes for the battery isolators. I'll sit these up here for now, so I should have put that in the first place. And then we can connect all of our positives up, negatives up, that sort of thing. I'll get to and drill the holes, and I'll bring you back. Right, we've got our holes all drilled. Got the extra heat shrink that I lost down the back. I didn't actually get that, I just went and got some more. It's only a bit of heat shrink, it's nothing, no major loss. So we've got all of our connections over this way as well. So let's get to and start doing some wiring. We're going to open these 2 up. I did have to open one so we could get the right size hole. It does tell me on the back a 29mm cutout. If you don't want it to turn, you've got to go a 29, well, it's actually 26.5 for this cutout slotted piece down there, as you can probably notice there. It's got flat sections there, so it doesn't actually turn, but I feel if you do them up tight enough, they're not going to move. Not going to move at all. What do I do with my knife? I put it up here. Let's open the back of this. I'm not going to use the interchangeable top that they supply with it. That's just a piece of junk for me. I'll leave it on the battery terminal signal type of thing. Number 2. This is what I'm talking about, the interchangeable top piece. Doesn't really faze me. I'm sending it to battery, so I might as well leave it as a battery. Using it to isolate batteries, so why not? They make them tough, so you can't get into them. Right, that goes onto that one, so we know. what we'll do is we'll put our terminals on, and then we'll feed our wire with the wire up in. We've got to put the screw piece on the wire before we put it through. So we've got a bit of red here, so we're going to use that. That's a bit of a not the right red. Don't want that one. This one should be long enough to do what we need, because we've only got to go these ones here, which is number 1, goes up in that hole there, so forth. Like we say, oh, my light went out. Must have went flat. Oh well, I haven't charged for a couple of days. It's going to get a little bit dark here for now. You probably can still see, I hope. That'll go up there, like that. Then this will connect onto that. Off, and that'll be on. That's right, loose the nut. That'll go onto that. Tell you what, she's a warm day. It's raining on my rock, on my head. Whew. I didn't put heat. Oh, yeah, I've got heat shrink on that. I don't need to put heat shrink on that. I don't reckon anyway, because it's going to be up high enough away in this area here, in the top. Yeah, we'll get that onto that. The other one we'll have to put on underneath, otherwise we won't get our thread piece on. Still able to do that up. That's it there. So we undo that one. The van has got an air conditioner, but I just couldn't be bothered turning it on. I'd rather sweat it out. Be hot. Can always go and have a shower. Right, that over to there. That's the main thing. You can still see it. And it'll still screw on. There we go. I've got to get a decent pair of pliers to do that up. I haven't got any. That's facing in the orientation we want it. That's the out. That's on. That's off. That's where it's going to stay. And did we get the other nuts off? Yes, we did. Now, another wire. Bit of heat shrink. It's going to be the same thing over and over. This is heat shrink wire, terminal, connect up, heat shrink wire, terminal, connect up, put a switch in, repeat. Now I don't know whether I'm doing it right or I've got to solder them, but I'm doing it that way because it looks tidy. I've done a continuity test doing it this way on a piece of wire and it seemed to be okay. Now, did we? Yes, we did on those. That's right. Done that in the last bit there. That onto that. Down on the floor. Now this goes. That one there stops it. This will go. Get all this outside. Tools are getting everywhere here. Put that out there for now. That'll go to there, to there. Leave enough for a bit of that, a bit of this and a bit of that. Chop that off at that. Go a little bit longer even. Right, both of those can have a terminal put on them. And we can get to the next one. It's definitely shrinking on its own accord. That's that one. Whew. Oh, we're warm. Right, that wire there. Wires, wires, and more wires. We'll cable tie all this up and tidy it all up before we close it up. I will be putting silicone and that down there at a later date, just not today. Got to test everything out before we goo that up, and then if we find a problem, at least we can fix it. We don't have to come back and break the seal of the silicone, especially in that floor section. There's a lot of wires going through that floor. Right, that one can go from there to down there. Yeah, that's plenty on that loop. Now, if anyone's wanting to know what size wire is actually going to the battery, why I'm only going to that terminal point there, the size wire that actually is going to the battery is 00 B&S. It's able to carry 390 amps. That's a lot of amps. That's why I've gone that way. Now if we're using 390 amps, we're using too much power. Got to have decent power, decent cable to be able to carry the current. I think I said that right, did I? Decent enough wire to carry the current. That's probably what I should have said, eh? That's that one. All this is all self-taught, what I'm showing is all taught. Like back in the day, I used to race Formula 500s. I don't know what they call them now these days. A bit like a little compact sprint type of thing. There, I'll heat shrink it in a minute. That to there and that to there. Get rid of that, that's the last of that. That's the last of those. Shrink them down. That's the finish of that. Right, get these all connected. All good to go. We can goo that hole up because I know for a fact that I'm finished in here except for the electrician. I know I said I'd bring his back when I was outside, but I thought I'll show you what I've done here and that sort of thing, so that way you can see what I've done. I've put the caps on here so that way nothing can get arced onto that, and I've still got the, I'm going to leave this one here turned off anyway because I haven't got a controller in there. If I've got a put it so that it goes into, split it up or something like that, I've got to go back up into the back up this other way and where all the fuses are and change it all around up there, because we want to be able to pull the van out, put it in full sun. We ain't got full sun today, so still very hot, humid, so we're going to poke this down this hole, push as much through as we can so it still so it comes back at us. Right there. This is the sticky part. Because we don't want no water coming through. Then we've got to close it, let it set. That way it can do what it needs to do and dry at its own accord. Get some over this side. I think we've got enough over that side. Looks like it. Right, better close that up. Sit down on the floor. Watch all of our wires. Nothing gets caught. That closes pretty good. Got to get the drill. Oh yeah, we're going to lift this up a bit. Set it in like so. Might have to put a couple more screws in that to hold that closed. Might be a bad idea actually. Probably one in the middle there. Use this little gadget. I reckon there and probably there. Yeah, go down a bit more. Swap it over. It's only because of the weight of it. That's all it is. That's it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I won't worry about the bottom. Right, now we can go outside, connect up the batteries and come back in and slowly turn things on there. Because I've already downloaded the app on the phone for the solar controllers, and then we can start putting fuses in up the top there, and we can program everything up there. We can program everything for the solar controllers and keep going. That way I can poke his in here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm undoing that bolt over there at the moment. These bolts in here are actually too short in size, in length. They're only a stumpy little bloody thing. For my terminals that I've got here, not the ideal thing. So what we're going to do first is we're going to connect the positive up first. That way, because negative, we can earth it out if we touch the frame and stuff like that. So we go with positive first. That there is okay to go on. That one's good too. Yep. Positive to positive. Up in here. Right. How am I going to do this for you all? You can see what I'm doing. How about I stick yours up inside here. Mount yours in here. I've got a washer here and whatnot to put on top of that. So stick that on top of that. As you can notice, I've put conduit over top of every wire I can because this is so goddamn close. I thought, well, I want to insulate it as much as I possibly can. So that onto there. That's why I said I'm doing the positive first. Being so close, 3 terminals here and 1, I can't actually turn them around because of the bracket. This bracket here actually covers the side of the battery anyway. So it gets too close to the terminal, it'll be positive and negative earthing up, so connecting up. So we can't do it that way, unfortunately. It's the way the design is on these battery cases. Right, spin yours around, and we'll move yours along over to here. You've probably seen that one being done, so it's just going to be the same process for that one there and that one there. So it's very, very tight fit underneath here. Bugger all room. This battery's not going to jump because I'm going to have a clamp. These clamps down here, they're going across here, like so. Do them down with a 9Lex nut, home and hose. Anyway, I'll bring this back when all this is all connected and I'm back inside, I suppose. Well, that's a big difference, isn't it? All strapped in, tied down, not going nowhere. I don't need to put any cable ties around those cables. This Anderson plug here, that's for solar. That actually connects to the DC charger. That's how I've opted to have that. So yeah, she's all neat and tidy up there. I don't know whether you can see that. Maybe be able to see that, but anyway, that's the way we've done it. We've got two and sealed up all underneath here, gooed it all up and whatnot, even up underneath up in there, all gooed up. So yeah, but anyway, we'll go inside and we'll get to programming. Right, first things first. Program these shunts. Move some stuff out of the road here. Got the cupboard open. Show you what I've got to do up here. Now with the shunt, I don't know whether you can see that very well. It's always lit up. Now I've got to program this. So I've got to go here. I've got to remember how to program this goddamn thing. Oh, we've got to go this, I think. Here we go. No. Press and hold the top. That's the light off. There you might be able to see a bit better. I've just turned the light off. We go here. That puts it on to 0. That's the light. I'll dim that down. Press OK for that. Here we go. This is what I want. Now for our amp hours, we've got 360 amp hours, so we've got to go up on that. I think we've got to go OK. And then we go OK for another one, then we go up, then we go OK, go up to 360, go OK, OK, and OK. Fuel, well that's full. We come down on voltage, do this one, we come down. Full is that's in volts, so it should be, we go back down, silly, go that one. Oh damn, we got to go OK. Volts, which would be truth, not 20. That's a bit too many volts. 12, we go OK. 11, 12, 13. I think it says 14.2, I think. We'll go 13. I think lithium's 13.3. Go OK. That's done. Come down to the next one. We go 0 voltage, which would be, it's a cutout of 12, I think it is. Go OK. That one there. It's easy to program this thing. Go 12. We go on 12.1. That should give us a fair bit. I know that's fairly high for lithium, but that's what I'm going to program it for. And power off. Power off, we'll go okay. We'll go 11.5. Even that's pretty low. Okay, and then that's done. And then we press the up button and it brings everything up. Now to turn the display off, press and hold the top, turns the display off. We might leave it at that, save a bit of power probably. Now you will notice that there is a negative of 0.3 or 29 amps. That's because I've got a iTech signal indicator to boost their signal. Now I will get around to putting the fuses into them very shortly, but we've got to get down and do down there. Right, let's get down to doing business down here. We've got our DC to DC charger. We've got to change it from standard battery. We've got to go all the way up to LiPo 4. So we've got to press and hold. Should change. There we go. Press and hold. And that's done. Now see, if I want to connect up a solar panel outside, I've got to come in here and go solar priority, which is that one there, and that's why it's got solar as well for LiPo. But while I'm traveling, we will leave it without the solar on. So I've just got to reach in this cupboard here, reach around without lifting the bed, but sometimes it might be easier just to lift the bed and press that. Now we've got everything done here. I've still got 2 spare MIDI fuses if I need them. We're leaving that one off because that's for down here, so we can go turn that one on. Now this one here should turn on. Look at that. I've got to grab my phone. Well, I tell you what, that was a bit of a headache, but we got it working. We certainly got it working. Changed all the passwords and everything like that to my own personal password. No solar connected because I haven't put the fuses in. So let's get to do the other one down here. I've actually paired this one up and renamed it as Solar 1. I'll probably put this one as Solar 2. So let's connect that one up, which is here. So what we've got to do is we've got to go into Bluetooth, then we've got to go down here and go this one. Oh, then we've got to put in a pin. Well, just turn yours over here for a second and watch this down here. You'll see that go blink, 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 blink. Sweet as punch. Go back into the app. Here we go. We're back into the app. Connecting Solar 1. That's number 1. Now we've got to go back here. Go into devices. It's detecting both of them. I've got to go in and rename this one. Cannot connect Bluetooth, blah 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 blah. That's alright. We go down on this one. Okay. So how can I get this? Here we go. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Go into there. It probably won't allow me to do that. Oh, it's got to do an update, so we've got to update that. This is what I had to do with this one. Just sort of show you the process, what I've had to go through with this one, but I'm doing it with this one down here. And it'll say update, blah, 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 and yeah. It's a lot of rigmarole just to get these working, but the good thing is I can carry my phone around with these, me being close to these. As long as I've got Bluetooth range to these, I can check up, see what voltage is going in, see how many amps is going in, the important thing, and how much is actually going out, all that sort of thing in the one scenario. that's only to do with the solar. I can't check to see how many amps are coming up from the Renogy display unit because it's not Bluetooth at all. So it's just doing a bit of an update, 95%. And I'll say continue. Right, now we've got to go this one, tap onto that and it's connecting. It's just doing all that stuff there. Then we can go up to the settings. We go, well, I'll change the pin, do everything that it said to do. We just span over here for a second. Hey, it's a lovely day out there. Go OK, and we just come down, pin has been changed, we press OK, we go up here, we press the update, right, update device. So she's flashing down the bottom here for an update. Alright, so we enable this, go enable like I did with the last one, the first one up here. So she's still flashing. Still flashing. This is fancy bit of gear. And just think, I'm just a DIY person doing this. Know nothing about this. Connected it all myself. Surely if I can, anyone can, but make sure you put decent size wire in, because you just never know. Like we've got 2000 watts of solar up top. We don't know whether we've got to have an extra controller here or not. So that's why the wires are here. That's still turned off, so we won't be connecting that one up as such, because we've got to drag the van out and that sort of thing to see how much solar we're going to get into these panels. So I'll leave those solar panel fuses out so we know how many amps is going into these controllers. If I've got to redo it, well, I'll redo it. Doesn't really matter. So now we'll go in. This is what I done. See, solar one up there. We're going to go down here. We go tap into this one. Doing connecting. So you can have both of the devices there. See, it's flashing down there. Right, now we go into up here. We go battery 12 volt. And we don't want this one here. We want to go user defined. Then we've got to change the equalized charge, because we don't want that at 16. Not for lithium. Hell no. I've read the book and it does not say 16. I better take that down. Just hold it. Come on, down you go. I'm putting it on 14.98. 14.9 would be good enough. Does say 15 for the BMS. I'll go 9.6. That's pretty close. We'll go OK for that. Leave all the float charge there. Automatic equalize. Yes, we'll do that. We'll put that on 30 days. That's good. Because if we're not using them at any stage, they do discharge a little bit, but not much. What else have we got in here? Temperature lower, cut off, blah blah blah. That looks alright to me. Oh, it's been a long day. We don't want load out. What is the load out? Battery life, leave it at that. Now go up here and we go product information. This is where I'll change the product name. Not worried if you all see this. We just go a 1 with that. We go next. Press OK. Oh, truth, I better put that as a 2. Sorry. 2. Next. OK. Because that's the second one. Now we come down here and go edit. Customization. 2. Okay, that's basically names that, so I know when I go into the app, I know which one is what, because I'll put a label on the front here, Smart Solar 1, Smart Solar 2 if I need to, or I get a memory lapse or something like that. But anyway, that's all that, product information, the settings and that sort of thing. But yeah, so let's now because I'm going to leave that one off, go up and put some fuses in. Okay, got some 20 amp fuses, had to chase some up, only got 6, so I've got to go to the auto store and get some more. So what we'll do is we'll put this down here so we know where we're going, what is going where, so that way you know what solar is actually going into what here. Because set that up there, stay mate, because I'm not putting any into the middle here because that'd be the solar 3. So we put this one up the top. That's doing nothing. Oh, it did. Voltage. We'll just take it back out, see what it does. Yes. So there you go. There's an indicator. Just took the fuse out. Putting fuse in. This is on the right front solar panel. Volts are going up, no amps. I have got another sort of a charger going too, so, and there's no sun out at the moment because we're under a shed. Oh, it flickered, it's flickering, 0.1 of an amp. We'll put another one in, we'll get the phone working. There we go, 1 watt. I just seen 1 watt. Oh, we'll put another one in. And we'll get another one going. That's those 3. So even though it's only putting in 5 watts, 5 watts is a fair bit and 0.3 of an amp. Because I've got the other charger going, I've currently put in another 2.8 amps. I've got a charger that I'm down underneath there, that Voltec one that I had that came with the van. I'm using that, so yeah, I don't have to worry about having any extra charger or anything like that. It's saying it's putting in 0.69, 0.7 amps, so that's not too bad. 9.61, yeah, about the 9 watts or so, because the solar's trying to put a bit in anyway. So let's put the extra 3 in. We'll change the controller, connecting up. No volts. See if we've done this correctly. That one there, ooh, volt straight away, bang do. Now these ones are the left side, so they're right underneath the shade. And that's that one there. They're all in there. I will change that one at a later date. Yeah, we'll change him around. We'll put him up the right way. It is a 20 amp fuse, but it's an old type of fuse like this one here. I don't know where the hell I got them from, but yeah, they're all connected, all working. So that's as easy as that. I like this system where you're fusing your solar. It makes it more user-friendly for a DIY person like myself to actually install stuff. You're not worrying, oh, you know, the main part is when you're putting your solar panels on, that you don't do your positive and negative together and short your panels out. But once you get to that point there, the rest of it, it's pretty much a breeze. That's what I found. And the same for doing the switches down there. It makes it safer for a lot of extra purposes. But anyway, getting down to the rest of the gizmos we have. Now with our inverter, our 3000 watt iTech World inverter with the RCD blah 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 down the bottom. Still got to get that all connected up from an electrician. Not an auto electrician, an actual electrician. Might cost us some, I'm estimating $1,000. But anyway, we have over here in the corner where you can turn it on while the bed is down. Isn't that sweet? and it tells us how much battery there is too. It says there's only one battery. That's all right, because we've got 3. It'll say there's only 1. It says the power's on. It doesn't say any load. It's got all the stuff there, bypass, faults and everything like that. So that's pretty good. I like that idea where you don't have to worry about lifting the bed. So our next option is now to get the not the auto electrician. Me and me auto electrician. I'm the auto electrician for doing 12 volt. Look at that. Done a good job, I reckon. Pat on the back for me. But anyway, what I was saying is the 240 volt side of it, I've got to get it so that it's connected through that, so we can get it connected through our surge protector up here for 240. So if you plug a 240 point in outside, it automatically swaps over to that 240 instead of being on the inverter, I should say. So that's part of that. Now I think that's how it works. I'll just put a comment below if I'm wrong or if I'm right, you know. But anyway, if you've come this far, that's about all I've got for you for this one. So solar seems to be working. I'm going to find out, pull this van out, get it out of this shed here and get the solar working on a good day. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow, but anyway, not much I can do about that. Yeah, like I was saying, that's all I've got for you. Everything looks to be working well. Loving how it's all set up. Now I've just got up here, I'll show you what we've got to do here, because that's still climbing. Yeah, I'll increase this here. Well, you might be able to see that. Yeah, you can see that. So it's still climbing here and the voltage is still climbing there. So I can actually change that by just pressing that up and it should stop. Goes to 100%. So that's how that works. Makes it so much easier. You can reprogram it and blah blah blah. If I put an extra battery in there, I can bump it up. I've got room for another battery. If we've got too much solar, keeps us off the grid a lot longer, I reckon. But anyway, if I haven't already said it, like and subscribe. And with the people with the smart TV, yes, I'm a bit close to the roof here. Get down, get off the tape, get off the bench down there. I'll put a QR code up in the left hand corner for you so you can scan with your phone, and I'll get to ways of scanning and subscribing. Clean this mess up, I reckon. Get it all cleaned up. I'm finished in here, all gooed up and plumbed up and everything like that, so we can get it all working. So until the next one, everyone, I will see you in the next one. Cheerio.